Okay. Hello, hello. I hope you can hear me. I'm currently setting up my OBS, so let me know if it's working correctly. Uh, Hello, Cry. Let's see. There are like just a couple of things I wanted to try out, just to kind of see how it feels to explain and talk as I do that work. I have no idea how it's going to work out or how long the live stream is going to be, but hopefully kind of helps give a little bit of an idea on how I approach the work. Maybe it may be useful or interesting to some people, or very boring to some others. So I don't know. I guess we'll see how it turns out. So yeah, I'm just chilling in my test world, and in theory, if I have set things up correctly, now you should be able to both see my MBC screen and my VS Code on the side, hopefully, if it shows up. Yeah, okay. All right. So in general, I start off by kind of checking, okay, what are some mistakes in the prior scripts I've done. So we got something in the revamped script for LP generation. That was kind of the last thing I was working on, so let's go check that. Let's see. Modular LP gen, perfect. Okay, so forgot to change the mod ID in some items. So yeah, this should be content weaker. And I guess it could be a little spoiler on kind of new things that may be coming, and polishing work and whatnot. So, okay. By the way, how is the in-game sound? Is it too loud? Is it okay? Because I kind of have them independent between OBS and Meatballcraft and my own headset, so gotta make sure the levels are okay. And I do know there is a bit of a delay because of my internet, so hopefully that still works out okay. Right, so yeah. And yeah, if you're here, you can see we finally did the port to new HCI, so we got all the new cool features uh, from what's basically NH NEI, or at least some of them. Okay. Actually, I need to mute myself for a sec. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Got a spam call, but just wanted to make sure because I am waiting on an important call that may come this weekend. Okay, so yeah, kind of. I guess thing you may notice is updated HCI. So typos, yeah, and basically with regards to kind of a lot of the medium to long term things I want to check out or implement in the pack, I kind of make my own to-do list by intentionally putting in script errors so that I don't need to change windows because we love weird, wacky workflows. There is one thing I kind of dislike about the JEI updates, HEI updates, which is the fact that you can see it hides automatically a bunch of NBT items that don't have specific recipes. And I used to use biomarkers to get biome IDs without having to dump them to a file. So this makes things a little weirder, but should be okay. It's not a big deal. All right, so yeah, one last thing I was working on was upgraded Fluix lens recipe, since in late game you do need a lot of it. And I pinned it to sort of check if I made mistakes in the script, which seems like I did, because those are supposed to be crab claws. So I can go and check. I want to say it's in here. Yeah. No. Oh yeah, what's the name of the script chapter? Yeah, tiers here. This guy. I forgot to change 2 items here. And that's kind of in general how my workflow goes. I do most of my stuff on my laptop, split screen between VS Code and Meatballcraft on the side. And it usually works out well for most things. I would go in full screen if I need to do cold stone editing or stuff like that. Okay, so this should be working. Lapis, it was one of the bottlenecks being reported by the late gamers that Lapis ore is hard to get for the late game and post game, so I should have added meteoric befaller recipe. Perfect. So this can be unpinned. The structure tower now should use or dictate items. Perfect. So that one's done. I can unpin it. Oh yeah, this one. I don't know if I'm going to be working on it on this session. I don't really like the fact that the energy hive at the moment is a multi-block upgrade, so I wanted to rework the upgrade structure for the late multi-block at some point. Just use more techie blocks instead of the energy hive and possibly add one more tier to it. And I am standing by the Diamerisma callstone. I am going to move away. Okay. Perfect. Ba-ba-ba. Okay, one thing I wanted to start with is with a couple of bug reports, because my backlog has been building up a little bit. So you can't see it, but I'm just basically I go on Discord, check my last read message, and kind of go from there. So let's see. Yeah, someone's reported the Mythic processor transfuser bug, which unfortunately required to rework some recipes, so now recipes are missing. That's unfortunate, but unless MMC updates, there's nothing I can do there. Okay, so there seems to be missing a recipe for Certus quartz ore into Certus quartz using the Mythic processor pulverizer. Okay, I can check that and add it. So Certus ore indeed cannot be Mythic processor. Okay, so Mythic processor pulverizer, here we go, and we can add a new recipe. So usually, if you've dug through my scripts, you can kind of see how I do things. It's not a good programming practice, but it makes the workflow of, like, especially for the very repetitive things, like adding mythic processor recipes, it's very useful to just have variables that can be renamed easily. So I just have an indicator and a number so that I can kind of just go like this, bring the number up by 1, and we got a new recipe, and now I can just change the various inputs. So we got or Certus ports. Okay. How many does the Mythic Pulverizer do at a time? 16, perfect. Might as well keep the number consistent. Hi, Freaky. Hello, hello. Hope things are well. I was just kind of trying this thing out where I try to explain some of my dev work as I do it and see if the concept lands flat on its face or uh, if it's something that may be interesting to people. I'll see. I don't know how long I'm going to be live for this, but hopefully it's not absolutely and completely boring. But let's see. Okay, so we got Certus, and that's kind of just how modular machinery recipes work. Inputs can be ordicts because they accept high ingredient stacks, while outputs necessarily need to be item stacks. So in this case, it would be applied energistics to material 0 for the mod ID and metadata for the item. And it makes 2 per. I think I made it a 4x, right? Yes. Could be a 6x, I guess, if you wanted to. So 72. Nice number. And it's not like you're going to be mythic processoring a lot of Certus more realistically. So this should be material 2, and this can be 32, same as the other one. Okay, so that is first report of the session. Alexandra, and sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, says, how do you know what material number the item is for A2? If anyone can write the answer in chat, because I can't listen. I am at work. Oh, okay. Basically, you can't listen, so I mean, someone can tell him if you want, but basically the dark gray line under the item name says mod and item ID, while the number all the way to the right, so in this case, if I'm mousing over the Certus Quartz dust, it would be that /2. That's the metadata for the item. Okay, nice, perfect. Hope it sort of makes sense. And yeah, I guess if you have questions about this type of stuff, could be useful. All right, so next report. Okay, so someone is saying Extreme Turbines JEI tab is currently incorrect. No tooltip or JEI tab for turbine coils. So searching turbine coils only yields NC turbine. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a deprecated mechanic that I forgot to change the JEI info box for. I do that a lot. Where I change something, I change my mind, but then I don't change the documentation about it. Okay, so this should be Extreme Turbine. So in the info boxes file, perfect. So no, Extreme Turbine. Here we go. You can search turbine coil in JF for yeah. This now needs to be taken out because it's not the case anymore. And I can reply to the Discord messages in the meantime. Added, and here, oh yeah, lol. It used to be the case, but it cluttered JEI. So I took that feature out, but forgot to And yeah, sorry, I'm not going to show my Discord window because I don't know, there may be weird shit in there, and I don't know how YouTube likes that. It's like I can't control what other people type in MBC chat, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, let's be honest. I would be very weird if it was just my own RAM. I don't know what I'm saying. Multitasking is weird. Okay, Freaky says you should be okay showing it if you have streamer mode on. That should make it a bit safer, but I wouldn't risk. Oh, okay, yeah. Technically, I do have streamer mode on. Although it seems like some stuff is being hidden, some stuff is not. But I don't know how the algorithm does it. Uh, but good to know. I can probably play around with it at some point. Okay, let's get into the next report. Plutonium combs make cyanide grains. Yeah, I should probably add a tooltip for that. It's pretty funny, although it's not the case anymore. So for those that were around for a long time, the plutonium comb in the centrifuge used to make cyanide grains, and the cyanide comb used to make plutonium grains. This was with the old version of forestry, but since then somebody has forked it, and that's the version we're currently using for MBC, and they fix this little interaction. So now the custom recipes are bugged, and I guess it's finally time to actually change those. So where did I have that? Extras, MISC 29. Because yeah, making a tooltip about the joke here just feels a bit pointless. So I guess we can salute. Oh wait, never mind. This is a default recipe addition. So, yeah, I have no script that generated this. Thermal did the oopsie. All the cyanide comstock to make easy plutonium. Nice. Yeah, this was fixed like a few updates ago. It's not a recent thing. Okay. Now, do I want to change it or just embrace the joke and make? Oh, I guess I already have a tooltip. Doesn't make what it's supposed to, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's pretty funny. Uh, I'll just revamp the tooltip. Might as well change it so that I can also kind of show how I do that. So let me search what does the tooltip say. It's okay, perfect. So these are the old tooltip files, which I'm basically porting into the new one, where I have a template item, the tabula rasa. That's basically what I use to copy and paste all the various tooltip formats. Frika says, I think it's okay. I'm pretty sure breeding them is just about the same process. Yeah, I actually bred them yesterday on my personal board, and it's just one breeding step, and I'm okay with the funny. It's funny to me to kind of include the little quirks that maybe mods didn't necessarily intend, but just kind of sort of happened. So I can do, yeah. This is probably a tip. So I would copy the section with a tip formatted tooltip. I paste the item stack in there, and then I get the tooltip for it. There we go, and then I do the same for the other one. It's a fairly laborious process if you need to do it thousands of times, which is why I usually split into smaller sessions and do maybe like 20, 30 at a time, because revamping tooltip takes a very, very long time. Okay. Let me write the reply. Now I'm just kind of replying to the report message. Yeah. Oh, okay. Ark, I guess, jumped into the conversation explaining, because I think I explained this a bit ago. Okay. Next up, corallium my meteor returns pure tartarite and no corallium. Okay, let's see. Corallium my meteor. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. There may be some wordic typos in there. Let me check. For that, I need to go to the blood magic config. Okay. Meteors, there we go. Corallium I. And this is where the various drops are given. Or corallium or corallium stone. Pure tartarite and no corallium. Possibly because the weight is way higher than everything else. Or maybe because there's a typo in the Ordic entry. Okay, or corallium stone. Or corallium stone, that's correct. Or corallium. Okay, no. Max weight 100. How do I do it in the other ones? No, that should be the same, right? Oh, I think the max weight needs to be the sum of them. Possibly. Let's see, 50, 160, 410, 590, 640, 1040, 6. No. Oh, okay, so I guess it can be a number larger than the largest weight. Okay, okay. Oh, I see. I think I get how this works. So if I change this to like 300, it would probably have a combination, a more diverse combination of the two. Same here. Let's do 1000. We can check if we are correct. So let me pin Corallium and these two guys, and we can check if that's indeed the case after restart. Okay. Up next, new report. Not 100% sure if this is an issue, but I noticed the upgrades for Oblivion Catalyst as two duped recipes. If I had to guess, I imagine the second one was meant to be a better recipe, but throw in this here just in case. Okay, Oblivion Catalyst. Okay. So the watching guy and the SS of Scornful Oblivion make the same amount. And the report is, are they supposed to be different numbers or not? I do need to remind myself. Let's see, watching guy can be mob farmed or mythic minered. While this guy, oh, that's the B one. Okay. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be buffed and I forgot to do it. Yeah, sounds about right. So this should be this section. Modular abyssal craft. Here. And let's see, this should be called, it's Oh yeah, Abyssacraft item stack names are very, very funny. Uh, some are just incredibly short and some have like 16 different words that explain exactly what the object is, while this is just OC. Okay. So I would assume, yeah. Yeah, these are supposed to be different numbers, okay. Do I make it a bit more expensive? Probably not a lot. It's gonna be too much if it's doubled. So 96. Yeah, this is way harder to make, and you need its own separated automation, so I'm okay with just doing the good old double it and chill. Okay, so this should be for 128 Oblivion Catalysts. Nice. Up next, okay, a little inconsistency, which seems unintentional. Rupee's worth does 12 damage, but as a T-con material, Rupee only has 0.4 attack and really low mining speed. I don't know if this is from compatibility mode or custom for the mod pack, so I'm sending it here. Yeah, yeah, this is an intentional thing. I wanted to kind of promote things. Somebody's complaining, possibly rightly, that regular rupee items and tools are fairly powerful, while the Tinker material not as much. Okay, between regular tools and Tinkers. There we go. Next item. Feedback when trying to set this on passive. Oak spirit and acacia resin bottles can be extracted into fluid within the fluid extractors, but not the spruce heart and birch souls using the same method. I think somebody was reporting some missing recipe. Let's see. Spruce heart. But the fluid extractors, okay. Oh yeah, I did not add those. Okay. Do you have a fluid extractor? Yes, you do. Also the bottle one, and which other one? Birch soul. Birch soul. You have a fluid extractor, but you do not. Perfect. I can add those. So we go. I think. Okay, yeah. This is modular steel pot. That's the script file. Yeah, that's where I do all the extractor. So we need the fluid transposer, emptying, which I think I do here. No. Oh, here, transposer empty. There we go. But the content weaker version. Wait, where do I do those? Because yeah, this is only the bewitchment versions. So, good reject search. Content weaker. Birch soul bottle. Okay. Oh, it's in, no. Oh, I add them here, maybe? No. Oh, wait, I need to check something else, like the firewall ones. That's what I get for going for weird naming conventions. That is fully self-inflicted, but it's funny, so I will keep doing it. No. No. Okay, whatever. I can add those here. And unify stuff if need be later. Okay. So we got, yes, we need to extract, right? Yeah, those are missing. So we go here. It's spruce art bottle. Makes a glass bottle and spruce art fluid. That's what it's called, right? Yep, perfect. So I add then birch soul. It makes a glass bottle and the birch soul fluid. Okay. And then we need to make the equivalent versions for fluid transposer. For that, I can just pull up the function from the website. Fluid transposer. Here we go. Plop it in. No, that's not an extract recipe. Oh no, it is, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So for spruce heart, we make 1,000 of it. It's probably fairly small, like the text on the screen. Hopefully it's still somewhat understandable. Oh wait, no, I need to use this function, not this one, because it also needs to pull out the bottle. Okay. Perfect, so the input would be the content wicker spruce art bottle. Energy cost, keep it low. And then item out would be a Minecraft glass bottle. And here we go. Do the same for bird soul. Perfect. And here we go. Okay. Ding them. Perfect. Next report. Okay, if you have a partition on a storage bus on an EMC link, adding an item in it and clicking partition based on item inside does not change it properly. Removing an item does, not sure is known. Yeah, it's that's A2 compatibility bug. I can't do much there. And now there is 3 pages of back and forth between people saying intended, unintended, intended, unintended, whatever. Okay. Next bug report. Builder drops broken spawners when breaking spawners. Yeah. Okay. When in a universal wireless terminal, the keypad for the ultimate crafting table doesn't work. Yeah. That's because we're using the old mod version, so even if they came up with a fix, we will not be able to use it. Because mod versioning stupid stuff. You have transposed crisis, you have transposed extract up top of the page. That's for the bewitchment ones though. So yeah. Transposer extract, but it's all the bewitchment ones, not the content tweaker ones. So I don't know where I put those. I'll find them and add those other two fellas. Okay, so another report. I assume this is a problem with a mod itself, but raptors seem to be buggy when placed on the ground in a corner. Visual desync. Yeah, sorry, not much I can do there. Samarian dust recipe in the recursive transposer uses golden accents instead of steadfast wheel crystals. Oh, that is a bug for sure. And it was Cry who reported it. Hi, Cry. So, okay, Samarium dust. Yep, that is indeed the case. So, alright. So this should be Mythic processor. Fuser. Samarium dust. And yeah, I copy pasted something. Let's see, crystallized ember is made with the nugget, and then I forgot to change this little line here. Okay, easy fix. So magic. Minimum crystal 4. Yeah, perfect. Fixed. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember reading this briefly beforehand. No. Wait, okay. Okay, was a report about the enigmatic blood god. Let's see. Yeah, no, this guy's straight up wrong. He just copied a ChatGPT answer. And I tested already that it changes the recipe to Partik, not to what he was talking about. Yeah. Someone is spreading misinformation on the internet. Poor Mr. Information. Okay. This should be modular blood god file. Yeah. Unless there is two different booleans, but not the case. Wait. Okay. And now I'm getting confused by this report and I'm second guessing myself. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this should be false. Why? Okay, this is a new one. The copy paste the ChatGPT report with wrong information is a new one. Can add that to the list of funky bug reports. And I guess there's a couple of people that are there for it. Let's sing it live. Okay. So now I think I need to change some stuff in here as well. Actually, let me check the actual documentation for the script to see if they give more information. B. Magic. Oh no, this would be modular magic. No, modular machinery community edition. GitHub, because they have an example file in there. And yeah, but you also guys can't see me browsing the internet again. Don't think it would be a particularly good idea, just in case. But I'm basically just going through the modular machinery GitHub to check if the guy who made the report is actually saying something true or not. So might as well check it. Scripts, here we go. Add, what's the function? Add life access input. Let me do the search here. Add life access input, there we go. Recipe primary int amount boolean partic. Yeah, no, this guy is just straight up wrong. Okay, well, good to know. So now these all should be false, yeah. True, you are not true. Rejects it and hope nothing weird gets changed. There we go. Perfect. Nope, misinformation on the internet. Couldn't be me. The next report, okay. Skyder and Block has conflicting tooltips on its parallelization for Stellar Diviner. Okay, so we can check the modular machinery JSON and see where I did an oopsie. So, okay, Stellar Diviner. Here we go. So Mortum Block is a 16x while Skyder is a 32x. What does the tooltip say? Skyder 32, but oh yeah, here. Okay, it should be 32 in the description. Does the tooltip say 32? Yes, it does. Okay, so it was just forgot to change it after copy paste. Most common mistake I do in all of my Buildcraft work. Perfect. There are two divine stone singularities. Yeah, that's solved, right? Oh, wait, never mind. I did make two of them. Lemao. Okay. So the second one is the erroneous one. Okay. So it should be gone and we should be using this guy. Okay. Yep, I did that. Oopsie. So extended crafting config. Extended crafting. Divine. Yeah, here is the one that's supposed to be right. And here is the wrong one. So I need to replace the Singularity Custom 2060 with the 651. Okay. Easy enough. '60, there should only be a handful with 651. That's one. And this can just be taken out in theory. Perfect. Nice, easy fix. Okay. Pink slime doesn't want to go into ME hatches. No, no. Oh, typo. Reported in the bugs. Okay, so the Scotanonomicon is typoed. Yeah, should be an N here. Right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Easy fix. Oily propolis in the mythic compactor does not work correctly with coil upgrades. The required number of input items increases, but not the fluid output. Let's see. Okay, I may have made a mistake in the fluid multiplier in the outputs when it's upgraded. So it should be mythic processor compactor. Oh yeah, it should be output. Here we go. Easy fix, thankfully. And yeah, as you can see, most of the like random bug reports, thankfully, are easy to fix. It's usually just like some random oversight I did as I was working, and yeah. Oh. Creating holly top seeds with agricultural combs and planting them on crop sticks seems to turn them into canola seeds. Okay. So for this, let me try if this little feature works out. So it should have gone dark, and now we're back full screen, so I can test it out, and it's easier for you guys to see if I have my full in-game screen. Okay. Perfect. Time to test it out and see what I did wrong in my AgriCraft configs. So up the top, let's see. Portable analyzer just in case, and agricomb. Yeah. Some water. Let's see. You work correctly. Yeah, the missing texture. Let's see. I think it may have to do. No, okay. I need the split screen anyway. So back to this. All right. I may have made a mistake in the AgriCraft config, which is a nightmare to navigate because it's a trillion different files. But we'll get there. So this will be my custom one mod AOA, Holly Top Plant. See, I had to make that. Let's just check. See texture. Oh, I'm stupid. That's why. Okay, I messed up the item path. So okay, I'm doing the reply, and now we can get to fixing this. Let's see, I may be able to actually show this as well. Not what I'm currently doing, but after I open up the mod directory, let's see. So we got Bitmocraft, mods, AOA3, okay. So let me see if I can add WinRAR here. Add window. Okay. All right, can you see it? Let's see, it may take a second to update. Yeah, perfect. So now I can just make it tiny, since we don't need MBC, at least for the time being. And you can see both windows, okay. Perfect. And yeah, my mouse will jump in weird ways, but should be okay with the view on OBS. So yeah, you navigate under assets to check. I basically need to, I forgot to change some stuff in the directory for the texture files. So I will need to change those. So AOA first. So yeah, what's the year? Should be AOA3. Perfect blocks. Yeah, functional. Yeah, the rest is good. Crops. Okay. So I just yeah, I just messed up the mod name. I kept actual additions in there. So now I need to change it for the item entity as well. So this would be under items. So this would be AOA3 items. MISC maybe. Yeah. So here, MISC seeds, holly top seeds. Perfect. So, yeah, and we can check later. Because yeah, I suspect if I load a crafting table, if I'm correct, it should be a holly top seed with the texture of a canola seed if I do this. No, doesn't even work. If I do this. No, okay. Oh, well, maybe once I place it. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah. Canola seeds. Right, I think it should be fixed now. And I can double check it too after restart. So pin it so that I don't forget. And up to, I think I'm gonna do a couple more bug reports and then move to something else. And we can take out we can take out the WinRAR window. So now we're back to regular split screen. Okay, I'm still learning how to do OBS stuff, but it's fun. I enjoy it. Learn something new every day. Okay. One more bug. Old clear glass from Glass Central. Yeah. That's okay. Inputting items from a side, which is marked as push on impulse hopper. Luckily, at the render your machine seems to void it. Normally, this can't be done, but Phantom Faces can do it regardless. Okay, yeah, mod issue, okay. Sacred Cinder's wood does not show up as upgrade. No, it does. Okay, so this guy did not update the pack properly. All right, next. Oh yeah, the more sign. Let's see. It keeps getting reported, but I have no idea how I would go by fixing it. Because, right. Oh no, it's not the case anymore. Or is it just survival? Let's see. No? Okay. Huh. Maybe a mod update changed something? And the broken sign doesn't break anymore? Oh, Cry asks, also with biomarkers, did they get put into a group? No, they just straight up disappear. Like, basically, there is only the one that has a custom recipe. Sorry. No, not even. I don't know. It just oh, because I probably gave it a tooltip. No, it just shows up one with a random biome. Oh, let me check the biome focus. if it's the same. Yeah, same here. It only shows up 1 for sludge plains clearing and nothing else. Weird as fuck. Hmm. Because it would show if it was a group here, right? You can click it and it opens up like the like unbreaking or yeah. It's not the case. So I don't know what's wrong, what's going on here. Just a weird one. Okay. Oh, more typo reports. Please use typos form. Thank you. Here, okay. Oh, the biome ID bug. I think I was talking with Kaplan about it. For those who may not know, the bug is with in some advanced rocket 3 dimensions for absolutely no reasons biomes get reshuffled. Seems to be a mod side issue. So not too much, unfortunately, I can do there. Okay. Planet devs. Okay. Oh yeah, the bowling. That is a me issue. The special bowling recipe. Okay. Oh no, wait, it makes Stormland on my end. Weird ID reshuffle bugs that I do not understand. I'll take a look at it at some point. Okay, then there is a quest book issue. Super enchanting. Oh yeah, this does not have the welcome to chapter 10 requirement, right? Because this one does, yeah. What the requirement here? Perfect. And this is probably a good segue to start doing a little bit of quest book work. It's enough bug fixes for the current session. If I guess to whoever's watching. Okay, so what do I want to do? Let's see how the feedback, the poll. Okay, so everybody wants enchantment quests in the respective tabs. That sounds good. Oh yeah, I changed it to survival. There we go. Okay, so let me go full screen and we are back. Okay. Because yeah, quest book I definitely like to do full screen, so keep the scripts out of the way. Okay. So I also noticed I think there is something here. Yeah, this guy, Seekerbo, doesn't have the chapter 2 requirements. And yeah, this eventually I will get to make pretty. I'll probably put in some effort before update comes out. Possibly later today, depending on how long it takes to do the enchanting stuff. Let's see. What are the actually good enchantments that I want to make, like, notable? Start with swords, because those are easy. Okay. Sword. Okay. Regular sword. Okay. What can it be enchanted with? Oh, let me use all the game stage item so that I can make sure that I can see everything, because unfortunately creative menu still hides some stuff. Okay. Just make sure I have everything, even though I may already have done this. Perfect. Keep you. And we can see all the available enchantments and see which ones are notable, and I can pin them or write them down. So yeah, definitely sharpness, smite, bane of arthropods, knockback. How do I do this? Because like I could just make like a quest kind of going through like the good ones and what they do, or a handful of individual quests saying, okay, these are good enchantments to have around. And I guess if there are suggestions in chat, feel free to toss them in. Because I could maybe do like a list style thing, but let's think about it. Because it could be something like this. There are like good sword enchantments, good gun enchantments, good bow enchantments, etc., etc. And introduce some information that can be looked up. Or I can make a JEI info box about it. I do not actually know if people even use the like good shuriken material, for example. If people even use that, or if it's just kind of a random thing there. I'll sit on it and think. Doesn't need to be done right now. What can be done right now? Okay. Let's do this. Yeah. I'm unsure if I want to do more quest rewards or if I want to do some mix-ins and cry a little bit on live. I'll go on a couple minutes break and I'll be back. And we're back if anybody is actually tuned in. Yeah, let's do. Yeah, could be cool to actually work on some of the great blades. Okay, so to do this, I may need to change my window layout. Okay, because I need two scripts for the decompiled mod to do mixins. Let's see. How do I do this? I need to go here, make a new scene, just VS Code. Okay, and we add with VS Code here. Oh wait, I cannot existing. There we go. Okay. So now, can you see it? No. Make a new one. No. Okay. Do you work now? Oh, okay, okay. I think I know what I need to do. Yeah, okay. So I need to make it full screen, like so, and then actually change the size to fit. Okay, perfect, and then center it. Nice. So let me get the decompiled AOA folder. Add session. Oh wait. Okay. Yeah, this should be doable like that. Let's see. Let's get the AOA material registry. Because I think all the great blades are in there, so it should be fairly easy to pull up. Common registration, materials register. Here we go. There it is. Put it here. So we can search for the various registry things and they should show up. What mixins are you doing? I think I'm going to do some buffs to the great blades because those are cool. Oh no, okay, it's not material register, so it's probably weapon register. Yeah, weapon register. Let's see. Yeah, base grade blades. There we go. So it's not a lot of them, so I'll see how many I go through and how we want to do numbers. I do really like the vibe of just great swords actually being meta. Let's see. Okay. Now back to full screen Meatballcraft. Okay, so we can see which ones. I usually try to do them in order of gating so that I kind of have an order in terms of how things get buffed. Okay, so this is Elborian gating, right? Pink color, coral, limonite rod, yeah. Criponia. Crystal Great Blade, okay. Let's see. Was it never implemented? Is it one of those? Crystal Maw, no. Crystal Great Blade. Oh no, it's a trader. Okay. So I can also add a tooltip for it. Let's see who trades it. The Crystal Trader. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So I can add a tooltip to that. So, super uber duper buff to the blade of the Dread Queen. Oh wait, that's the wait. Which one is that? Oh no, this one I'll keep it as is because you can get this in chapter 2. So 29 base is really high. Okay. Before I get into mixins, let's do the tooltip before I forget. So, okay. I might as well do it with the revamped format. So it would be obtained. Go. The item is AOA Crystal Great Blade. Oh, I forgot to change my OBS to VS Code. Okay, there we go. So you can see it. AOA3 Crystal Great Blade. Traded by the, what's it called? The Crystal Trader. Christevia, nice. And now I also need to add the JI item trader drop, which is in here. No, dungeon boss drops. Go. So AOA3 Crystal Great Blade. AOA3 Christevia Realmstone. What do I do for the other ones? Okay, I do use the Realmstone, okay. Perfect, okay. It also has a super enchant, but rats. Oh yeah. I think I'm okay with yeah, I'm fully okay with Blade of the Dreaded Queen being its current damage. Alright, let me get back to Meatball Craft full screen, okay. And check the other great blades to see which one's the earliest one that can be buffed. Okay. Okay, God's Great Blade is Shirelands. Yeah. Although I may change its recipe to make it even crazier. Okay. This is Salive. Okay. Haunted. That's Vacon. Leliesha, I would say. Lunar Great Blade. It's Lunalus. Ionic Great Blade. Silverfoot. Yeah, makes sense. Millennium. It's an upgrade. Noxious Box Bombs. This should be Dystopia. Yeah. Obsidian, yeah. Okay, Royal. So I think the earliest one is still chapter 4. Let me see. What are other things that are not called Great Blades that the game considers Great Blades? Blood Lurker. Oh, this one is early game. Okay, okay, we can start here. Oh no, the crystal one I wanted to save to make sure it gets its tooltip. That's okay. I don't want to confuse myself. Okay. Blood Lurker, that's an early game one. Then Candy Blade. I would assume this is still mid game though. Yeah, right. Yeah. Bum. Oh, the sites are counted as okay. These guys, those are yeah, chapter 7, so I'm gonna hold off on those. The Knight's Guard. This guy is Shirelands, okay. Great Big, Great Blade, Sight. Wait. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. This one is early game. And I think at this point it may be time to give it an actual recipe and change the super enchant. Okay. We can start focusing on these two. Okay. Blood Lurker. It could be fun to... Since we already have the Will Monolith on top of the Nether, right? To integrate it in some way in that dungeon. That could be fun. Right. What's it called? No, no, no. If only I decided a good naming scheme. But hell no. Whatever. We can find it and see. And yeah, eventually I think I want to give a little bit of a revamp to the way the houses look. Okay, so yeah. Let's see, what are some drops from here? What do these guys drop? The bloodsuckers. That could be possibly integrated. Oh yeah, I gave them the custom drop because you make the experience modifier. Okay, okay, so there is some content there that can be exploited. Okay. So this can have big damage because it's about half the speed of a regular sword, right? 1.6, 0.76. Yeah, yeah, almost exactly half the speed. So twice the damage benchmark should be more or less the same power. And I want to say Blade of the Dread Queen is the highest base damage in Chapter 2, assuming we want to make it a Chapter 2 sword. Well, technically Arcanite Blade is higher, but oh, might as well fix this now, since the quest does not actually have an item. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it can be like some blood magic slash Blood Hunter droplet recipe slash some dimensional doors. Gating, let's see. What would be a nice recipe for it? Yeah, use some war thread, keep the limonite rod, keep the bloodstone, use some blood magic stuff. That is neat. Okay, oh, one of the reagents. Yeah. This could be neat. This could be very neat. Yeah, binding reagent. Okay. We got a recipe on our hands. All right. How? Okay, need to change back to VS Code view. We have a plan. Okay. So first things first. Get the mixing file, get the recipe gating file, and get working. Non-material register buff, weapon register buff, stats config, and then AOA gating. There we go. So first, let's do new recipe. There we go. So I can copy the format here. Oh, crisis. I see what you mean by sites needing 15 buttons now. Oh, okay. So this should, what's it called? The blood lurker. Right, that's the item stack. Yes, it is. New recipe. Limonite rod, right? That's what it's called. Limonite rod, yes it is. Perfect. I think I still want to do bloodstone blocks, possibly. Oh wait, bloodstone is the abyss drop, right? Yeah. Okay. Now I think I'm okay with this being an early game weapon. Okay. Yeah. So I can change the. We can use. Uh, oh, the thing from the Deep Dark as well. Oh, quests. Yeah. Okay. I got what you meant, Cry, though. Yeah. The doing any quest book editing is a very repetitive task as well. So multiply that by however many quests we have, and you can connect the dots there. Okay, so we can use the curse rock. I guess I give it a dupe, right? Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So we do first rock here and here. Okay. And then the center item. The Divine RPG is a blood gem, right? Yeah, that's the one I was getting it confused. Let's do Divine RPG blood gem block. And one and a two and 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then Blood Hunter droplets in here. and some word thread, which is dim doors word thread. Nice. Okay. So we got the new recipe, so now we can get into the mixing. So with this gating, no, this may be way too, unless we want to make it a chapter 1 weapon. No, I think I want it chapter 2 and add some like, uh, what are things that you can do in a high tier blood altar? Let's see. Yeah, chapter 2 is where you can start using great blades if you wanted to. Okay. Tier 6 or 5 recipes. Let's do a tier 6. Oh, could be an early game use for Lanthanum Salt. That could be fun. Hmm. Or the Forgotten Slime. I like that. Yeah. I like that. So, it's Forgotten Slime, yeah, it's only used for like some side quest stuff. This can be a reason to do it early and get prepped up. Okay, I like that. So instead here, yeah, let's do Forgotten Slime. So now it's you need to max out your Blood Altar to unlock it, and it can be a fairly powerful Chapter 2 weapon. Does it have any particular buffs? It does not. Okay, so it's just a big bonker, the biggest of bonkers. Okay, so weapon register, get into mixing of it. Thankfully, Chaos Strikes came up with a good format that is fairly easy to copy paste. So we need to change. Okay, here we need to go to Blood Lurker. It's not a gun, it's what's the registry? Great Blade. Yeah, Great Blade. See. I'm checking some stuff in the decompile mod. You can't see that, but I just want to double check some stuff. Grade 3 item. Just to make sure the category is right. Where on Great Blade. Oh, yeah, I did an oopsie. This is weapon and this is Great Blade. Sped like this. Okay, Blood Lurker. Okay. Yeah, it needs to be same capitalization as this guy. And here, modify expression value, register weapon. Here I need to get it to Blood Lurker. And I can generate the variable here. So gun stuffs, yeah, here. So let's see. It could be as high as 60 if you want it to be the absolute best early game weapon. Well, early game sword and adjacent. Could be fun, since it has, I guess, lower enchantability, right? Because I don't think you can put sharpness on it. Mm, You cannot. Let's see. Let me swap to game. And we can test on a target dummy to see if sharpness actually has an effect on this guy. Let's see. Dummy. Away so the mobs don't make sounds. There we go. So default 11.11. Okay. Let's see if this makes a difference. Okay. So with sharpness 5, it is the exact same. Okay. So 0 effect of sharpness. So we can make it a big boy because Sever is not as powerful. Let's see. Freaky says, I'm assuming it's just base words and stuff you want to gate because neutronium for tick is busted. Wait, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like to make something that is like comparative in power, or yeah, if yeah, I think we can make a big bunker just to see if people go for it. Okay, switch back to VS Code. Okay, so let's set it to 60. Let's see what super enchants that are the Sever do we have. I don't think we have that many because yeah, Vorpal Blade is just Vorpal. Oh, my weapons in chapter 2 were Neutronium. Yeah, that, like, if you're willing to go through the Neutronium grind, I'm not gonna stop you, but it's like, it's, to be honest, not that much better than many other build options. Yeah, what's the base damage? Oh, no, okay, no, it is high. Yeah, like, it's such a grind, though, that, like, I wouldn't count Neutronium as part of the meta. Like, this is a I don't want it to be like a very, very grindy task to get a very, very powerful thing. Uh, I guess I can add something about it in the quest book, though. Let's say if you want to really grind for it, you can go for Neutronium. Can add a reminder here. Okay, so I guess I can test this after restart. And we can move on to the Tyler Great Blade. So first things first, so that I don't forget. Let's change the actual recipe and give it a real recipe. So VS Code. Yeah, of course I know the Neutronium grind. Good for you, Freaky. I tried in my current playthrough to like do a little bit of raids just to see. I got bored of it very quickly. Not gonna lie. Uh, let's get into the super enchant first. So mythic powerful. Tidal Great Blade. Oh, it's the first one. How nice. Okay. So I can change the input here to be the actual Tidal Great Blade. What enchants does it have? Okay, Sever 10. Yeah, that's okay. This should be okay. I can test it. I can test it now and see how much more powerful does Sever 10 make a blade. And yeah, changing between screens is a little tedious, but I'll try to remember it. Okay. Get an enchantment extractor going, and let's see, pull you out and get some books. So it was 11.11 before. Oh, okay. It almost doubles it. Okay. So yeah, this may be a big boy here. Okay. I think this word I got all 648 in like 2.5 hours total. Damn, that's fast. Okay. I To be honest, I thought it would be a bigger grind than that. So I guess good for you. W neutronium. Okay, no, I should not have done that. Get back to full screen and move back to VS Code. Okay, so maybe, yeah. I mean, sharpness, because yeah, sharpness doesn't scale as fast as sever, it seems. So, I'm going to do a nice neutral 56 here. Then we go to the title Great Blade, okay, and give it a real recipe. Oh wait, it's from the hauling skill by default. So. Okay. You don't really know. Yeah, you just do the armor. Okay. Hauling is the skill where you oh, where you fish. Okay, it's probably a very high level. Let's see. Where is that file? I can check. Back to VS Code. Okay. We are in VS Code. AOA. Skills. Falling. Treasure. Okay. Title is level 95. Okay. So I can add, yeah, I can do double recipe. Like you can either level up the skill or use the recipe, give both options. Sharpness is like half a heart per level, I think. Yeah, sharpness scales linearly, but from what I'm seeing here, sever scales multiplicatively. So you can do some crazy stuff with not as high a level. So I kind of need to be cognizant of that as I configure things. So I can add the tooltip for it. Title Great Blade, remove all the old ones, import them to the new formats. Okay. Perfect, can be super enchanted. Where do I put that? In what category? Tips, okay. Sure. Another thing I found out, I'm pretty sure once you max out Lottoman's trades, the trades never lock out. Oh, nice, okay. Is there like some wacky stuff you can do out of that, or is it just neat trivia? You can get rune boxes, weapon boxes, the treasure chests. Wait, I didn't do that. Wait, what weapon chest? Or do you mean the weapon parts? Yeah, the rune boxes I'm okay with. Is the weapon boxes and whatnot. I think there is one that's not aspected. Sure, I can do. Oh, weapons case. Oh, okay, wait. What do they? Oh, okay. Oh, it's all the droppables. Is there? I guess I can tweak its loot table. This should be changeable. No, I mean it's kind of good stuff. Nothing too crazy. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, this I'm fully okay with since Mythic Miner is still better. We just keep trading to unlock new stuff. Yeah, I guess a room box. Yeah, I know those. Is it up? Treasure box. Let's see. I just want to get an idea on the loot they make, and I mean I could just check their real loot table file, but might as well experience it. Oh, okay. So these give some armor. Okay. Neat. Nice. This could be cool to like as a way to. Oh, I already added the treasure boxes. Okay, so I think I already went through this loot table and forgot about it. Okay. Because yeah, I did make tooltips for it at some point. Nice. Okay. Yeah, this is cool. It can be. I can see if I can make it into some mechanic or something. I'll add two pins to see. Good side shot. Thanks, Freaky. Now we back to VS Code, and that's why if you had the doubts for why there are mistakes in game, I get sidetracked by stuff like that, and then I lose track of what I was doing, and I forget to edit stuff. No, it should not be used, it should be obtained. Like early game energy runes for melodic is really nice. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Okay. Good excuse to do some trading. And it's not like it's automatable or anything, so. Nice. Okay. And I can add, yeah, the quest for the Utopian armor and whatnot. Okay. So recipe or level, reach level 95. Skill. Perfect. And I can take you up and actually give you a real recipe. which will probably, let's see, definitely get it by Corallus. Does Corallus drop? That could be useful. Okay, I mean, we could just straight up use the polyps. Yeah, yeah, Corallus polyp. Okay, so VS Code. Idle, great blade. Yeah, it's not broken. You have to manually do it. Yeah, no, it's cool. The early runes stuff. It's neat. I like that. Corallus polyp. Limonite rod, sure. Then, okay. What's a mod with a sea theme? Mm, let's check the hauling loot table for possibly some neat stuff. Let's see what's in here. Water lilies, name tags, bow. Old boots. That's pretty funny. Okay. Fish case. Weapon case. Blah blah blah. Crystal box. Okay, okay. Nothing too crazy here. I can probably play a little bit with the hauling skill and add a couple of custom drops that could be cool. Maybe like some reliquary stuff or some bee stuff. Could be neat. Could be neat. So, the only one I sort of touched is the mining one. Eventually want to do a little bit of a revamp to the other ones as well. Because the skills are kind of slept on a list at the moment. Also because the leveling up is just so atrocious without the custom leveling up functions. Okay. Okay, back to title Great Blade recipe. Is there something in Electrovlog that's water theme? Let's see. Let me move back to MBC. Here, just find cool items that are gated that can make for an interesting rabbit hole to make a powerful weapon. That's kind of usually how I do the like search for inspiration. I kind of go through the quest book on a region where I sort of want getting to be, and I go from there. Oh, okay. I could make it like a very chapter one thing and give you a reason to fight a sea serpent. Oh, I like that. I like that. So not even Corallus, make it chapter one and make it a medium bulk. I mean, even 25, just make it a little more powerful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I'm kind of talking myself into it. What are things you do out of sea serpent scales? Yeah. I mean, once you hit 15, if you use Utopian Armor plus the Christmas crystals, you get more XP. Yeah, but it's a tedious thing. Like that's sort of why I introduced, at least for foraging, the custom pickaxes, because then, like, if balanced properly, the most interesting way to level up is also the more quote-unquote fun way, where you craft something new that you wouldn't have crafted otherwise, and it's also very good for you. So, like, with using like the custom pickaxes, you can get leveled up in like minutes to seconds, depending on where you are in the curve, as opposed to just spam right clicking the same boring item, which you can still do, of course, but I'm trying to give you more options. That's sort of the idea. Okay. Yeah, the sea serpent idea I like. Let's do that. Let's do that. So, what's the verdict entry? And how many do I want to have you fight? There, the sea serpent doesn't drop a lot of scales, right? Let me check. Let me see. It's 6 of them. Okay, so let's see. You do have the color thing. Oh wait, 40 from this guy? Oh, because it's a big boy. Okay. So big ones drop more. Makes sense. This one only dropped 1. So it's very variable. This will drop 3. Okay. So yeah, I can use a small number in the recipe. That is okay. It's perfect. So the entry is or sea serpent scales. So that it's independent of the color. Can make this no. No. And I think I want to use the aquatic ingots. Yeah, different RPG aquatic ingots. Okay, nice. Then we get into the mixing. Copy this. Go here, title crate blades. And I need to add the variable here. Okay. Now the question is, do I want this boy to be straight up the best chapter 1 weapon, no questions asked? Or do I want some medium balancing? I mean, yeah, technically the fire dragon steel swords are chapter 1, but like they're not really. Oh yeah, I guess for like full early game, if you're straight up melee maxing, well, not anymore with these new great blades, but dragon steel axes may be the move. Although most likely you would start using dragon steel axes in chapter 3, unless you rush for it. Let's see. Let's see, what are the other like good melee? 18, 15. See, these are like 25, but they're not the reference for it. 18. Wait, these ones use. No, okay, they don't use aquatic. Okay. You would use aquatic, okay. So this is 16 multiplied by 2 would be 32. Sever scales a bit higher, so I can do a net clean 30. Yeah, clean 30 damage is good here. All right, I guess I can try restart the pack and try them out, and then maybe do a couple more. I don't know how long I still want to be live for, but let's see. It's gonna take a few minutes for the pack to restart, so in the meantime, if you have any questions or want to ask something in chat, feel free. Mhm. Oh. So something went wrong with OBS. Oh, it's back. Okay. Got a bit of a delay there. Oh, yeah, it's whenever my GPU switches mode, because it rearranges the windows. Makes sense. Okay. Perfect. How are you feeling when it comes to TARDIS? Almost 100% well. I'm basically going back and forth with Soren, who's kind of figuring out some of the math for production rates, and I'm doing a little bit of bottleneck busting based on how many machines he spams in his base to have reasonable production rates. I did a fairly big batch of these reports yesterday. The the Fluix lens. I don't know if you were in the live then, Freaky. The first thing I did after starting the live was fix a recipe for the Fluix lens. That was part of the things that Soren had reported. Because to keep up for TARDIS requirements, you would need, he said, I think 10 or 12 arcane how to workbenches crafting nonstop, which basically he reports spammy setups. I look at them and say, okay, is this fun spam or not fun spam, and kind of make up my mind off of that. But yeah, TARDIS be spammy in at least some cases. Oh, and we get a startup error, which means a problem with the mixins. Okay, got link. We do some debugging here. Okay. Yeah, weapon register. Okay, yeah, I did some mistake somewhere in the mixin, and it's going to be a pain to figure it out. Let's see. Oh wait, I think I know why. Because yeah, the format is different for Great Blades. It's only 3 numbers, and I want to change the first one. So this should be this instead, and this, and the type is still float or double. Let's see. Okay, everything is marked as double here, but let's check the guns. Okay, yeah, it's the weird thing where, like here in the script, in the actual Advent of Ascension script, it's initialized as a float, but it's actually a double because Minecraft code is weird and it randomly transforms. Floats into doubles when calling specific functions. Thank you, Minecraft code. Okay, let's see if that fixes it. Yeah, the joys of weird crash logs that give very little information because Sanskrit mixins are not well integrated. I really hope it's just that, because I don't know how much debugging I want to do in live. Okay, yeah. Let's see. And these are all initialized as floats. Okay. Oh wait, maybe not. Maybe it does need to be double. Let's see. How do I do it for the regular swords? No, everything here is a double. Oh, because it's in material registry, not in weapon registry. And these are listed as floats. Okay, so that may be the issue. I guess I'll see. If I get another startup crash, yep, that's it. Okay. So weapon register buffs, stats, config, you need to be double. All right, let's just check. Flaming Fury. Okay, here it's, yeah. Let's see if that's the case. Me when I declare random variables in my mod and I don't explain them. Wonderful. Let's see. Right. Let's check what happens to the game. Just checking some Discord messages while stuff compiles and see. Okay, pack seems to be loading. Let's go. So that may have been the issue. Let's see. If no more crashes. Yes, we can see it live. I can switch it. Give a bit suspense. There we go. Please. Okay. Nice. Let's see. Almost there. It absolutely would be faster if I did use Cleanroom on my development client, but I don't like to do that since I want this test word to be more of a reflection on what the normal player that downloads the pack would be, as opposed to somebody uh, trying to optimize stuff, which is what I do for my own personal board. No, there we go. Let's see. Moment of truth. Check errors. Okay, there is an error. Typo. Okay, I'll check that later. I want to see the sword. Yes, they did get changed. Nice. Awesome. Give it a try. New recipe. Yeah, yeah, that's a big bunker. That's a real big bunker. This. And you are in. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. The super enchant works. Heck yeah, okay. Let's see. Where's the target dummy? Nice. Yeah, we got a big boy. Nice. Okay. Time to add them to the quest. So that it's symmetric. Let me care about that. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Perfect. I think I have a couple more in me now that I kind of figured out the debugging. I can do a few more great blades. Okay. So ones that don't get new recipes are probably going to be good category. Ones that get new recipes become great category. Okay. What's Baron Great Blade? Yeah, you get a new recipe 100% because you're look cool. And I can use the Baroness Brain for something. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Okay. Back to VS Code. Here we go. So Baron. Actually, let me check what the balancing should be because I'm going off memory. Right, because for chapter 4, yeah, this is like 100 base for a regular speed sword. This is okay, 100 with a very fast sword. You do get Kikoku. This would be a bit earlier than Kikoku. Hmm. Yeah, I think 100, and then people will figure it out. I'm okay going possibly a little bit overkill for initial balancing, and I can lower it by a bit if need be later. Okay. So new, I need to take it out of the loot table for the Baroness. So this would be custom loot. Okay. Here. There we go. I think I already do stuff for the Baroness. Yeah, I do need to find their actual loot table though. So bosses. AOA, entities, bosses, Baroness. Okay, I'm getting some weird mouse lag. Okay. So where is the Baron Great Blade? There we go. So it's the rare spool, okay. Baroness rares. There we go. Hello, Pusits. How's it going? Basically doing some mixins to buff some of the Advent of Ascension Great Blades. So far I was touching up the Blood Lurker and the Tidal Great Blade, kind of test out how they work out. So I gave them actual recipes, actual gating, and some tweaked damage numbers. And now I'm kind of starting to work on the ones that are part of the mid game pack progression. Let me get back to VS Code, which is where I change things. So at the moment I'm working on the Baron Great Blade. So at the moment it's a loot drop, but I'm changing it to get its own custom recipe and a bit higher damage numbers. I'll probably get it after a puzzle in chapter 4, as well as with the Baroness Brain, and come up with something. Let's see, I can switch back to MBC. Let's see. Sure, Baroness Brain, yeah. And then what are cool things you do in chapter 4? Oh, nice, Costco run. Let's go. Love those. Okay. No. Here. Okay. Usually for these buffed weapons, try to go for things that you sort of need for the mythic fractals, so you're more likely to go for them. So Abyssal Flesh could be one, right? Because I don't use it. I use it for, okay, a super enchant. Yeah, and then this is all progression stuff. Okay, yeah. Technically, yeah, that could be a good one since it's although yeah, it doesn't really match. That could, I mean, yeah, yeah, could match. Let's see. If not, what else? Barathusinium, I think I already used it, yeah, for the Baron Sword. And I guess that can be the same thing. So both use Barathusinium, but they're different other items here. Could be a good way to do it. Yeah, I think I like that. Because this is just, yeah, you just need to defeat the Hive King. I can make this a little more powerful and a little bit more gated by using 2 dimensions. Yeah, that works. Okay. So this should be Baron Great Blade. We use Barthosinium. Is there a new texture for it too? Wait, nice, the Baron Great Blade is a nice one, carried me through chapter 8, and looks going often. Is there a new texture for it too? No. Yeah, no, yeah, the Great Sword is different than the Baron Sword. Baron Sword has already received its revamp. Now we're finally doing Baron Great Blade as well. Okay, and here we do Abyssal Flesh. What's it called? Yeah, Abyssal Flesh. I'm getting some weird lag in VS Code. It may be that my computer does not like. It's getting tired of having OBS, Minecraft, and all the other stuff open at the same time. Okay. Limonite rod, yeah, sure. That can be the fil rouge for all great blades. Did they use that? Okay, Beratosinium, abyssal flesh. Okay, do I want to add other ingredients to this recipe just because? Maybe some dragon scales for shits and giggles. Some awakened draconium so that it, no, because then most people would still probably switch to Kikoku. I don't know. Maybe not actually. No, you know what? I think I'm okay with this. Okay, this is a good recipe. No need to overthink things. And now we can get into the mixing of it. And it can be a big bonker. Big 200 damage bonker. Here, find the Baron Great Blade. Okay, it's the first number. My gosh, yeah. I may need to manually change my GPU profile because yeah, it's getting a bit laggy. Screen. Okay, and then we edit this boy. We're doing the clean 99. Perfect. Let's see. Next, Great Blade. Okay. Next chapter for Great Blade. What do we have? Creep on it. Okay. This one already has a recipe. I'm probably happy with that, so I can make it not as good and keep this recipe. Yeah. It can be an 80 damage bonker. Okay, so Cripoid, Great Blades, Markets, and back to VS Code. Okay. So Cripoid, Great Blade, there you are. Perfect, so I can get the new variable here. And you would be pretty funny. So because it should get a +1, so 69. Let's see, how does it compare to regular swords in that tier? This is like 38 by 270. Oh, okay, okay, so we can even go in the 80s and still be more than, yeah, like a just good average option. Okay, okay, so it can be more powerful. Good to know. Let's do 79. There we go. Perfect. 3-point Great Blade done. Yeah, now after figuring out the first few, thankfully the process gets easier. Because it kind of turns into a game of repetition and just figuring out where things go. Okay, so you're chapter 5, 8, chapter 5, 7, okay. You also already have a default recipe, so I might as well keep it. You look cool though, and deals additional damage to flying enemies. Let me see how you look. Because if you look cool, you better be powerful as hell. Let's see. F5. Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, okay, you get powerful and you get a new recipe. Okay, Liliation, Wraith Blade. Okay, I can just change the recipe. Nice. That looks awesome. Yeah, yeah. That's usually if I need to like decide if a weapon is powerful or not. The cooler it looks, the higher the damage. Not always a rule of thumb, but 80% of the time a rule of thumb. And we can kind of keep the same recipe theme of like a puzzle item and some resources you already use. So instead of gold, let's see. First order mythic fractal. What ingots do we have here? What's something Liliesha adjacent? Not much actually. Let's see. Wait, because the Liliesha wormhole is the one found below, right? Yeah, okay. So, oh, I could just use the recursion fragments. Okay, I like that. I do like that. Okay. Ender Mark 4 buff when? I don't know. So the Ender is one that I feel a bit weird about because it's a quality of life tool. So I could see, like, because since it has, like, you can add the modules and whatnot, uh, maybe I can just kind of like change the recipe for the various Ender tiers and make them more matched to pack progression. But it's not on my radar, at least at the moment. May change my mind though. I'm not hard set on anything, to be honest. Uh, Living, what do I use for the center item? Living gold is a little cheap. Lumium could match the color. It's not particularly advanced, but yeah, I can do that. So what's the item stack for Lumium block? Lock Lumium, okay, easy. Or block Lumium. Nice. Okay, Yoshi says there's that one ingot made in kiln, I think, that only has a single using Holstone, which I think is Liliesha based. Oh, Fluctuatite, yeah. Let's see. I mean, it's definitely not one-use fluctuatite. Oh, you mean the fluctuating alloy? Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one, Yoshi. Okay, I like that. I like that. Let's do that fluctuating alloy. Good one. Okay, now the question is, do I get it a bit later and make it more powerful than Baron Great Blade? Or do I make it more or less, like keep this recipe as is and give it more or less the same amount of power? So like, let's say I could add some Vibranium or some Awakened Draconium Nuggets and make it a tad more powerful. Because otherwise you basically have, well, I guess it still makes sense that you just kind of, you get better good options depending on which dimension you do first. Hmm. Nah, this looks too cool. I need to make it a little bit special. Let me get some Awakened Draconium in there. Perfect. Or Ingot Draconium Awakened. Perfect. Or I could use like the essence or something to make it a bit more quirky. Yeah, I like that. Mystical Gradations, Awakened Draconium Essence. Okay. And it can be a 120 damage bonker. Well, 220 damage bonker. Okay. So here the mixin. Where is it? The Ocean Great Blade. Nice, that's config. And it's 219 because it gets a +1 by default. Because the function runs up for some reason. Okay. Okay, perfect. Up next. Yeah. Damn. Too many cool weapons now. I'm making, I guess whenever I play whenever I get there in my own world, I will change a lot of weapon builds because I like to change weapons. Very nice. Okay. What do we have next? I guess the next few ones may need to be boring just because otherwise the entire great tier is solely great blades. Okay. Lunar, that's later. Ionic, that's later. Millennium is okay, later. Later. Obsidian is chapter 5. Royal is oh, that's also chapter 4. Okay, so this can be, yeah, that can be like a 70 damage heater. So can keep the same recipe and just call it, what's it called? The Royal Great Blade. Okay. So here, Royal. Thankfully there is not a lot of Great Blades, so I can probably do a good chunk in not too long of a time. The guns took forever to do. There's so many of them. And you do, we said 74, sure. Oh, something that's low but still better than anything you would unlock in the prior chapters. So it still sort of feels like an upgrade if you wanted to. Okay. Oh, I did not add this to my pins. Okay, perfect. Next, this is late progression. Subterranean. Oh, this is chapter 4. Ooh, I kind of want to make this one cool as well. This is a cool blade. Let's see it. Yeah, this has to be a high damage weapon. Like, no chance it's not. Okay. Continue, and then we... Oh, I never switched the screen, sorry. Let me do that. There we go. So you can see it. That's a cool sword. That's a big boy sword. Right. Back to VS Code and actually make sure I change it. Okay. So I need to take you out of the crawl loop table where I already did that, I guess. Okay. Oh yeah. The wood loot. That could be nice. It is something I started doing, but I only did for a few bosses to give you more reasons to wood some bosses. Okay, I like that. So first though we remove the sword. So let's see what's the loot table ID called. Subterranean Great Blade. There we go. This guy. Just an idea, and I don't know how you're going to implementing it, but what about a sword that you can upgrade as you unlock the next mythic fractals? So it's like a big sword, then you combine it as you make each fractals. That could work. That could work. It would most likely be one of the custom swords. But yeah. Uh, well, so the kind of the idea for when I'm doing the revamp is that we already have cool models that that kind of, in my opinion, need some love for the sake of showing up in progression. Because like somebody went through the effort of making these sword textures and stuff. But yeah, I'm not necessarily opposed to just kind of have one of the artists come up with a cool, even possibly animated texture for a cool sword that gets tier ups through progression. I'll need to think about it. Could work. Could work. Okay, what was I doing? Yes, Subterranean Great Blade, right? And that's the one I'm currently working on, yes. Let's see. And so I need to actually give it a new recipe. Okay, yep. Damn, okay. I like the Great Blades a bit too much. I seem to be wanting to buff a lot of them. Like a custom meatball and their sword type thing. Could be cool, could be cool. And with each fractal you there is like a meatball line in the middle that slowly opens and blinks. Yeah, that could be cool. That could be cool. I can definitely start thinking about some stuff like that. Actually, let me put that in my medium priority list. Let's see. Creatable meatball tier sword. There you go. And I can start looking into concepts and whatnot. So I feel like a sword like that could feel like you would want to be meta really bad or need some other purpose. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Balancing is always the struggle there. To be honest, though, for some stuff, I'm not even opposed to a medium capacity build that is just fun. I do see the trouble of just using meeting fractals and it be the absolutely best word for every occasion, and then everybody goes for that. So, yeah, fair point. I'll see. It could also just be a quality of life item so that you kind of trade off in between. Like you trade off a bit of damage, but you have some built-in functionality into the custom sword or something. It is balancing is always definitely something to consider. I don't know how to spell that, so I'm going to copy it. Okay, so for sure we use cross sediment because it's still deep plant stuff. Then what else do we include there? So vibranium technically is a bit earlier. Then, okay, does it have spatial? Oh, 20% chance to briefly stun targets. Okay. Let me switch to MBC screen to kind of see how that looks. It may just already one-shot zombies, but let's see. It's a buff boy, so okay. I don't know what stun means, but hopefully I'll see it if I shoot a lot of them. Mm, yeah, I do not really see a stun happening. They keep running. Uh, oh, okay, okay. I guess it does something. Okay. May need to be full charge. Okay. All right. I mean, it's not a particularly big buff. So I can just let's see. Let me read some comments. What about a craftable item using fractals, sort of like the radiation shielded, that increases the base damage of AoE even RPG weapons by a percentage? That unfortunately I cannot do without making an add-on. And I don't think I want to do that. Maybe the sword needs to be fully reloaded to stun. Yeah, seems like it. And maybe they could affect the earlier weapons by a larger degree. That's like a catch-up mechanic. I don't know. It's something that I've enjoyed in a couple of games to where you can kind of keep the same weapon and you upgrade it as you go. For this, I kind of like the aesthetic of like changing your gear and like porting forward your cool enchants on it. Uh, so maybe that's when I don't know how to feel about it as much. Mm, mhm. Okay, okay, let's get back. Okay, actual gating. Let's see, what's a darkly colored ingot? Oh, the wrought iron, right? That one would work well. Yeah. Okay, I like it. Let's see. Then you do the plate with this. Okay, yeah, I can use wrought iron plates. There we go. This should be good enough. And then I need to change it. I need to do the mixing. Okay. So here, subterranean great blade. Nice. Go to stats. Generate the variable. And this can be, wait, let me get back to, let's do 94. So it would be plus 195, yeah. A little weaker than the Byron Great Blade, but it has the stun, so they're more or less comparable. And so that even if you're not fully min-maxing, you can still get a good sword that gets you almost on the way there. Okay. Okay, could... okay, do we want to move to the chapter 5 ones, or just do a couple of other ones and call it? Because my voice is starting to get a bit raspy. Been talking for a while. Okay. Let's see. I can possibly do, yeah, God's Great Blade. Yeah, this is gonna be an absolute bonker for late game players. Damage so high, you may want to reconsider your zeniths. Possibly. This guy does 1000. Yeah, this guy may be the highest default damage weapon of any type, just because there's two great blades. Because technically, yeah, where is it? The Shire Sword is also counted as a great blade. Okay, yeah. So one of these two will be the biggest hitter in the pack. Or again, well, Mortum's Sword may enter the conversation as well. Although, nah, it's because wait, there is a highlight sword, right? Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I will buff these guys as well, but they're probably not going to be necessarily meta weapons. Like these have such cool models that, like, dude, you can feel cool about bonking some people with this. Let's check the other one as well. Let's see, which one do I like the most? That would be the more powerful of the two. Yeah. This looks a bit goofy, but I do like the handguard. This one is almost a normal sword, just massively oversized. 10k sword. Just because, let's see, what's the wind-up time? Okay, they're all the same, okay. Oh, is that something I can change? Let me just check real quick. No, it is not, right? Wait, let me see. Back to MBC. Oh, wait, because these have higher speed. Is there something in the code there that changes it? Is it the second variable speed? Oh, it may be. Because it's only the sites that get changed and they're the ones that are fast. Let's see. I may need to open up some other piece of code to check. So here, I got decompiled advent of ascension. Source. So this will be inside. Okay, now I need to open up a new window and do some searching. Okay, you're not going to be able to see this here. Basically just going through advent of ascension source code to find the function that determines the speed of a great blade. Mm, weapon slash great blades, okay. So it's not under registration, it would be into item, maybe. Wooden Sword Comeback Chapter 10, lol. I'll see. Uh, there's always time to meme, but at the moment I'm focusing more on the like the more quote-unquote meta-affecting stuff. Like the fish super enchant eventually made it to the pack, so I'm fully okay with those meme builds, but for the time being, this session I'm trying to do the more serious stuff. GGG God's Great Blade. Okay. Oh, it is speed. Okay, okay, okay. So technically, I can make a sword that is extremely slow and hits extremely hard, which may be funny. Or make one of the two Shire swords very fast and sort of have a speed sword and a slow sword and give ridiculously high damage to those. Mhm. Decisions. I guess I can keep. Wait, let's get back to MBC for a sec because I need to check things up. Okay. Because this for 1000 damage, it's gated by Mythic Miner. And so this is already like mid chapter 8 technically. And I do want these guys to be both more powerful. This one probably by just a bit and this one by a lot. So Shire Sword, let me check the quest book. What is What is other Shire lands related shenanigans that could be done? Yeah, this is after. This is after. But wait, technically you don't need. Oh no, yeah, because Essence of the Mythic Falls is after Recursion Prison Key. Okay. It would be cool to see a Hammer of Thor or something along those lines towards the end of Chapter 10, Valhalla line. That could be cool, yeah. Although, like, by then, you're already... Like, there's only a couple of fights after Valhalla line. So it's not... It's not like you would have much of an incentive of gearing up here. Also because it's most likely when you're going down Valhalla line, you already have Sword of the Cosmos. But I do like the idea of like a big hammer. Let's see if there is already one that can be kind of changed in game. I know there's the Erebus one, but I think I want to keep that early on. Oh yeah, I already buffed it. Oh, did I make a quest for it? Oh, I did not. Okay. I guess this may be the best chapter 2 weapon. Lol. Okay, let me add that. When I do stuff and don't document it. There we go. Thanks for the reminder, Pusitsa. Now we know that there is a very good chapter 2 weapon that I already changed. There we go. Partially the reason why I am making this quest is also to remind myself of the things I do. Yeah, and hope there's not gonna be that many great options showing up randomly. So we go here, and this can get a little skinnier. Let's see if we... There we go. Back to symmetry, and okay, Quake Hammer now requested. Heck yeah. See, would be cool. Maybe it could be used for crafting sort of like the super duper enchanted sword, so there's still incentive. Possibly, possibly. I'm not saying no outright, but I'm also not going to say necessarily yes. I do like the idea of putting at some place in progression a very powerful hammer. That I absolutely vibe with. It may be a bit earlier on though. We'll see. I mean, if need be, you can always make a custom model and texture. Is that in general like what kind of initially motivated the effort of going through kind of the... Oh wait. There is the Ultimate Hammer Super Enchant. That's pretty good. 5. I did this because I realized that Extra Botany has like its own custom NBTs. I forget how powerful I made it, but oh, never mind. Wait, do I need... Oh, it needs mana. Yeah. Yeah, this may be... It's one hit, 6k, but it drains your master band of mana. That was the gimmick. But yeah, not opposed necessarily to cool hammers. So I'll keep that on my radar. Okay. Back to what I was doing, which is these two boyos. Okay. So maybe I do put the Shire Sword a bit earlier. And wait, okay. Let me look at the quest book. Let's see, because yeah, before then the chainsaw is the best thing, and then mid-chapter 8 you get the Lightway. So it could sort of be something where in the Shirelands you get the Shire Sword, and after the Shirelands you can get the God's Great Blade. That could work out. So that, like, if you want to get into the Recursion Prison Key, spoilers for, I guess, those that haven't gotten there, you can make this before Recursion Prison Key and have, like, something that would be an upgrade or comparable to Chainsaw or Magic Bane. Yeah, I like that. I can do that. Okay. So I think I do want to change the recipe for Shire Sword just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. So it's called, okay, no. AOA Shire Sword. And I need to remove existing recipe as well. So by default it uses Shirestone, Shire Gem, and Glowstone. Okay. So I like the Glowstone idea because it does more damage with light. Nice. Then 3 Shirestone blocks because we're not poor. Nice. Then we get, what's the Shire Gem block? Item stack. We use one of those, yeah. And then here we use Zeus Arts. Yeah, this guy. Perfect. And now it can be an 1800 damage bunker. We can go a little crazy with this. We can go a little crazy. So this is Shire Sword. And then I just make a variable. And you are 1799. Let's go. And then we do God's Great Blade by Okay, now it's a different loot table because it's the person version of Zeus. So I need to open that. Entities, bosses, Zeus. Okay. God's Great Blade is rares, and yeah, it is a different loot table. Okay. So I need a new variable here. Zeus, we get the rare spool. Thankfully, I already have it, so I just need to change. Yeah, my computer needs a restart bad. Okay, and I need to take out special drop. Ah, okay, perfect. Zeus rares, awesome. So it should be out. Let me just make sure I pin this stuff in JEI so that I don't forget on restart. Okay. And we actually had a recipe. There we go. So all right. What are the ingredients for the God's Great Blade? For sure. Okay, so mid-chapter 8. What are we doing in mid-chapter 8? Imperial Diamond. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this would be the main gate. And this is gonna be a very big heater. Just straight up stupid. So I'm okay with some shenanigans. Okay. So for sure Imperial Diamond. What else? What is some other goodie that's fun in chapter 8? Essence of the mythic shells. I guess it gets the not this guy, the Stone of the Shire Warden, so I could use that one. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let me get to VS Code. So here we have Imperial Diamond Powder, which is a content tweaker. Diamond. Then in the center here, we got here where the Stone of the Shire Warden. Yeah. Some recursion possibly. Make it use the Shire Wormhole trolling. Yeah, yeah. I mean that's what the Imperial Diamond powder is. It's I mean it's renewable after you've made the Shire Wormhole, but it is gated by Shire Wormhole. Yeah. Okay, what's a cool ingot that you get in chapter 8 or adjacent to chapter 8? Let's see. Divine Iron Wood is cool and could work out. Well, that's a possibility. This one is later on, yeah. This is post-game. Hyper Reunion is later on in progression, so no. Recursion would make sense thematically, but the color is completely off. Wait, where is Restless Steel gated? A lot earlier in progression, but could be viable. Yeah, yeah. If I wanted to go from a pure thematic point of view, recursion would be the one. And I may just do that. Yeah, right. This is all chapter 8. Yeah. So yeah, you can do this in chapter 8. It's an expensive boyo, but we can make it a very powerful sword. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Okay. I am fully okay with this. Icorium then? Nah, I'm okay with Recursive. There's other stuff that's yellow in that recipe. That's okay. It doesn't need to be fully making sense, right? It turns yellow whenever you put it in a sword. There you go. Whenever you beat a hammer to it or something. Perfect. Okay. With that new recipe, okay, let's get to mixing. GGG, God's Great Blade. And we're making it 3999. There we go. Big 4K bonker. Wait, how much damage does Sword of Truth make? Because I think I want it to be better than Sword of Truth. Because it's a little boring. It's 2000, okay. But it's very fast. While this guy would be a slow heater that deals a lot of damage. It's okay, yeah, 4K should be okay. And, okay. Alright, with this I think I am going to call it. Because most likely there is some typos in all the scripts I've done, so I'm not going to restart it and like spend debugging time. So I'm probably going to call it here and do this offline later on. But yeah, Thanks to everybody that tuned in and provided feedback to this. I hope it wasn't terribly boring. It's, you know, development still has its good amount of tedium, so I get it. But I still hope you got some fun out of it. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Bye bye.